A lot of Atlanta homeowners are stuck in a strange place right now. They want more space, a better layout, a different school district, a shorter commute, maybe room for aging parents, a home office, or simply a house that fits their life better. But many never even explore their options because they've convinced themselves they can't move. And in some cases, they're right. But in many cases, they're making that decision based on assumptions that may not actually be true. Today, I want to walk through the framework I use with homeowners who are trying to figure out whether moving still makes sense in today's market. One of the biggest reasons people feel stuck is what I call the golden handcuff mindset. A lot of homeowners bought or refinanced when interest rates were incredibly low. Now they look at current rates and immediately think, well, there's no way I'm giving up my mortgage. And that's understandable. A low mortgage rate is valuable. But here's the mistake many people make. They focus entirely on the interest rate and completely ignore everything else. Because while rates have gone up, many homeowners have also built substantial equity, and that changes the conversation. I've had conversations with homeowners who assume moving is impossible. Then we look at their numbers and they discover they may have tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity available. The problem isn't that they've analyzed the situation and determined moving doesn't work. The problem is they never analyze it at all. They simply assumed your current home value matters, your remaining loan balance matters, your financial goals matter. And until you put those pieces together, it's impossible to know what's actually possible. Another issue is something I call payment shock. Homeowners see today's rates and assume a massive increase in monthly payment. Sometimes that's true, but not always, because affordability and payment shock aren't the same thing. Payment shock is emotional. Affordability is mathematical. After evaluating income and equity, they may realize the move is still completely manageable. The key is understanding the difference between something feeling expensive and something actually being unaffordable. There are also several assumptions that stop homeowners. The first is my house isn't worth enough. The second is I'll never find anything better. The third is I'll lose money if I move. And another common one is the market isn't good right now. The reality is that every situation is different. Some homeowners are sitting on far more equity than they realize. Some neighborhoods have experienced significant appreciation, and some discover that the lifestyle improvements they're seeking are worth far more than they expected. Now, let's talk about when moving can actually make financial sense. Maybe your family has outgrown the home. Maybe you're paying for renovations that won't fully solve the problem. Maybe your commute has changed. Or maybe you've built enough equity that moving creates opportunities that didn't exist a few years ago. Financial decisions aren't only about maximizing every dollar. A house should support your life, not trap you inside a decision from 10 years ago. Of course, moving isn't always the right answer. Sometimes staying makes far more sense. If your home already supports your goals, staying is the smartest move. If the numbers don't work, staying is the smartest move. And if you're reacting emotionally to headlines, slowing down is the smartest move. The goal isn't to convince yourself to move. The goal is to make the best decision based on facts instead of assumptions. So here's the framework I recommend. Start with your current home value, then estimate your equity position, review your mortgage balance, evaluate your income and future goals. Think about what problem you're actually trying to solve. More space, better schools, lifestyle, location. Then compare the cost of staying versus the cost of moving. Once you do that, the answer often becomes much clearer. And sometimes homeowners discover they're far more flexible than they thought. Don't let assumptions make the decision for you. I've met homeowners who thought moving was impossible and discovered they had options. If you've wondered whether moving is possible, understanding your options is the first step. Once you know the numbers, you can make the decision that's best for your family. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like assistance evaluating your options, reach out at turdesthekeys.com. Tarid has the keys.